Good evening. The South Dakota State Legislature will soon turn its attention to what Governor Noem is calling a, quote, war zone at America's southern border.
Tomorrow, the governor will address state lawmakers in a joint session. KELOLAND's Dan Santella looks ahead at what Noem's message could include.
South Dakota Governor Noem last week visited the U.S. border with Mexico, where, according to her office, she took part in a boat tour alongside the Texas Department of Public Safety. In a letter to South Dakota state legislative leadership, the governor says she will address the House and Senate on, quote, the current situation at the border and the potential South Dakota response. She goes on to say that the, quote, dire situation calls for quick discussion. Noem could deploy the South Dakota National Guard. State codified law gives the governor the authority to order their service, quote, in case of war, insurrection, rebellion, riot, invasion, resistance to the execution of the law of this state or of the United States. Money from the state treasury funds their service. The issue of drug trafficking often accompanies a discussion on the southern border, and the deadly impact of drugs is acutely felt in South Dakota, just as it is across the country. But recent U.S. Customs and Border Protection data tells us that fentanyl, meth, heroin, and cocaine are mostly seized at legal points of entry. Marijuana is different. It's been more often seized at illegal points of entry. 2024 is, of course, a presidential election year. GOP frontrunner and former President Donald Trump has not yet selected a running mate. Noem has endorsed Trump, and furthermore, she has said to Newsmax that she would be his running mate, quote, in a heartbeat. Her most recent trip to Texas received attention from the national networks. Noem has harshly criticized Trump's successor, current President Joe Biden. However tomorrow's address unfolds, national developments and politics will be in focus at the state capitol in Pierre. Dan Santella, KELOLAND News.
We will live stream the governor's address to lawmakers tomorrow afternoon. You'll be able to watch it on KELOLAND.com beginning at 2 p.m. Central Time. We'll also bring you full coverage tomorrow night on KELOLAND News and also on KELOLAND.com.